Hey, it's really great to have you here. I've got some news for you. It's news for me too. Well, let me clue you in on this, okay? This session, there are two things that I know in advance. There are two things that I know in advance about this session. The first is, I really don't know what it is we're going to be covering. The second thing is, it's my personal belief that more people will be obtaining more value from this particular session than perhaps any other session that I ever created. Why is that? Well, if you in fact have never taken advantage of anything that I've produced, this session will perhaps provide you with some incentive. Go ahead and explore some of that material. Now, on the flip side, if you've taken advantage of a whole lot of what I have, I think this is going to pull some things together for you in some ways. Alright? Now, a little bit of talking here because I just want to introduce you to something, why I'm doing this. Okay, it's kind of important for me to do that. I've never done this before. I've never done this before. Now, you, as an individual who, if you've exposed yourself to my learning materials, you know that my sessions are informal. I believe the learning process should be nothing but a fun experience. It really should be that way as far as I'm concerned. And we're not about rigidity here, we're about having a ball with it all, right? Yeah, absolutely. Have a ball with it all. That's my concept. You know what? Here's what we're going to do in this session. Like I said, I don't know. Well, let me tell you again. Here's why we put this together. It brings me back memories of being a little kid, and perhaps you can identify with this. If you were a child who you had a toy chest, or if you had a favorite junk drawer you used to like to go through, or for me, it was like a closet. A closet of various things to play with, and there's something about, see, the little child in us, it never goes, it never leaves, it's always there, thankfully. You know what? And always do your best to, be in touch with that child, okay? You know what? As a child, what is it that is most appealing about opening up a chest of toys or a closet and having a whole bunch of stuff to resort to at any given time? Well, you know what? At any given time, our mindset can be completely different from a previous day, a previous hour, a previous moment. So I open a closet. It's like, oh, that toy gets my interest today because it coincides with some curiosities that I have. So I grab that toy and it pleases me for the moment, and I get a lot of value from it. Okay, the next 5 minutes, put it away. Or maybe leave it out. And go grab another toy and have a ball with it. It's all about self-exploration, my friends. That's really what this is about. And I want this session to be like that. Now, this is all tied into my experience with learning. When it comes to learning music, my experience mostly as as applies to piano, my most favorable learning experiences, I have to say. I've had some good teachers along the way, really great teachers, people that I'm really thankful that I encountered. But some of my best learning experiences were when I never expected them. I have to admit that. Those impromptu situations, you know what? I'd be at a club and I'd see this guy, maybe this jazz player or this pop player, and he or she would be playing a song, whether in a trio environment or quartet or even a solo, and something just about their playing got my attention, and I was inspired to go interrupt them in the middle of a break, whether or not they wanted to be bothered. But you know what? Most of them were very friendly. Well, you know what? I was lucky enough to have individuals who would carry on a conversation over a couple of drinks with me, and even take me over to that keyboard and say, Dave, what are you doing with yourself? How you playing? How you playing this tune? When you go to play, for example, Joe Kern and Johnny Mercer's I'm Old Fashioned. I haven't had that up here in front of me as we're talking. How would you go about it, Dave? You know, they go ahead, maybe play the chord changes, and I go and I play my rendition and say, well, you know what? Have you ever tried something like, you know, and then do something a little different? And I'd be like, no, I haven't. And it'd be like, whoa! It's like I could have spent 4 hours with a teacher and not gotten that, because that particular moment, those brief moments in time, where they could have lasted 30 seconds, were valuable. I couldn't explain the value that it had for me, because at that time I needed it. It meant something to me. I went home with enthusiasm and used it. So I want this video session to be like that. I want it to be that chest of toys for you. No matter where you are in the video, I just want you to be able to play it along and grab something. Now, some people looking at this video are absolute beginners. And some of the stuff, you know, there's a quote, it's not my favorite. It's not my favorite to use. But you know what? We come across stuff and it seems like it's over our head. All right? Meaning, like, you know, we can't grasp it right now. But you know what? You got to be thankful for that stuff, because it gives you stuff to aspire to, you know. So, but some of you beginners are going to be like, you know what? I do grasp that much, so I'm curious about this. So it's going to take you to another level. If you are a pro, it's my hope and intent for you to have this session available to you to say, you know what? Hey, there's an idea I never considered. Let me try to incorporate that into my playing, so you take your, you know, you enhance your playing to that degree. It's my personal pleasure and piano playing privilege to be here for you today. I have never done a session like this today. Let's get started. Let's just dive in. I don't know what we're in for. Here's what we're going to do. I just want it to be like that experience, like, you know what? Hey, I'm at the club with this piano. I've seen this piano player and I'm impressed, and I want to go ask questions. So, you know, you take that 15, 30 seconds of time. Well, I want to imagine this session kind of like a whole bunch of those put together. Can we do that? And I thought the way to do that was maybe have a fake book here, maybe even grab another fake book, whatever. Just go through some tunes. Yeah, if you're playing by ear, that's fine too. I just want to grab some ideas and say, you know what? Hey, in this tune we're doing this. Alright, so we're not going to have, you know, much structure here, but you know, what I will do is this. We'll come across an idea, and I'll say, you know what, we're in this key, we've got these chords, so when you go to another song or any song and you have this kind of a situation, consider doing this so that you can have some fun making it sound a little bit more, you know, have a little more pizzazz maybe, you know, sound a little better in your opinion. Okay, I just want you to have, again, I want you to have a ball with it all. I want you to have an absolute great time. Each and every time you sit at that piano or keyboard of yours, regardless of what level you are at, I want you to place no judgment on yourself. I just want you to have an open window to more and more fun each and every day. Let me share this one thing with you here. The more fun you make the learning process, the more you are going to learn. The words have to do it this way, should do it this way, should have done this. You know, you gotta have a recycle bin. You know, you gotta get ready to take phrases like that and immediately when they come to mind, throw them away. Alright? The shoulds, the have tos, and the don'ts, you know, you just gotta dispose of them. Please consider that concept. All right, let's have some fun. You know, I mentioned old-fashioned. I happen to have it up on here. I'm going to be covering things like, I don't know, but you know what? There are some kind of concepts in my mind right now. Like, there's so many people in there who are people listening who have interest in learning more and more about piano improvisation, piano chord, jazz piano chord substitution. You know, improvisation, substitution, fills. Maybe we'll do some stuff on fills. I think so. Whatever comes to mind, I'm going to page through. I don't even know what I'm going to come across, okay? We're just going to acknowledge certain little things. I'm old-fashioned, Jerome Kern, Johnny Mercer. Here's an example of how we're going to proceed through the session. Here's our first example. We're in the key of F major. I'm old-fashioned. How should we go about this? I don't know. Let's let fate decide. We are in the key of F major. I am old-fashioned. I'm old-fashioned. I love this. Key of F, the chord progression is a 1. The root is a 1. Here I've got the F. Now I want you to look at the roots here. I'll be playing the chords in different ways. Maybe some inversions. The 1 chord is an F major. I'm playing an F6. The 2 chord is a D minor 7. That is the 6th chord in the key. The 2 chord is a G minor 7, which is next. Look at those roots, and the 5 chord follows. Friends, we're looking at a 1, 6, 2, 5 chord progression. It's always really nice to focus some practice time. The word practice, don't let that word scare you now, okay? Practice should be a fun experience. Here's the 1 chord, here's the 6 chord. Remember, you can take that button and rewind, so to speak. Go back to previous frames anytime and freeze them. There's the 6 chord, the triad. Here's the 2 chord. Here's the 5 chord, just playing triads. Now, is playing piano by ear something you aspire to get better and better at? Okay? Whether you're beginning or you're looking to get better, take your level now and take 2 minor to a 5 dominant 7. You see that? Now, just in pausing the video and going back, you can take a look at some of those voicings that we just did, those chord structures, and already incorporate some of that and already create something different. And mix and mesh everything we've done. You're going to take some ideas that you never did before. You can do it right now, okay, without even going further in the video, okay? Well, we'll proceed here. How about the G? Okay, so start small and then build. Right? And sometimes it's just a little bit that you need to make all the difference. If you happen to be at a very, very beginner level and you don't read music at all, you know what? Don't judge yourself for that. And there's a lot of beginners out there who feel, I don't know how to read, so I really can't play much yet. Wrongo, says Longo. Make it a goal of yours to learn to read and learn to read well as time progresses. Sure, but you know what? You don't need to learn to know how to read before you can start playing the piano. All right, pick up an easy program. Have fun with chords and their sounds. If you've never, ever, ever played a piano keyboard before, sit down and start having fun with chords now.